One of the first projects I was involved in as an apprentice here at MMS Aviation was an experimental airplane called a Bearhawk, which is flown in support of an orphanage in Haiti. First, we stripped the aircraft down to its frame, welded some cracks, and then sandblasted the entire fuselage frame to get all the old glue, paint, and fabric off. We wanted to start with a clean canvas, so we repainted the tube steel frame with a special epoxy primer and began gluing on new polyfiber fabric. The fabric was glued on and then ironed so it shrunk tight to the steel frame. We had to calibrate our iron because we had to reach specific temperatures while being careful not to get too hot. First we started with the fabric interior and then we moved to the outside of the fuselage. If we had a fabric seam without any frame underneath, we followed special stitching instructions to give the seam strength. This is called the baseball stitch, and it's more difficult than it looks to get everything smooth and tight. After the fabric was all on, we coated it with a red special vinyl-based paint to seal the weave and make everything waterproof. This would be the basis for the rest of our coatings. We also added fabric tape to reinforce critical areas. We stripped the paint off of the wings and then we installed landing and taxi lights. We had many volunteers help us do rib lacing. Rib lacing is tying the fabric to the structure underneath it to prevent flapping. We even had a ladies group from our supervisor's church come help. Then we sprayed 3 cross coats of a special silver paint that blocks UV rays from sunlight. We sanded this layer until it was nice and smooth and then tested it for light penetration. Then we finished it with a white paint and added the registration number and stripes. We painted on the registration numbers instead of using like a vinyl decal because vinyl decals deteriorate so fast under the hot Haitian sun. And now we were ready to begin assembly. We added the engine, wings, and then the horizontal stabilizer along with the elevator, trim tabs, rudder, and ailerons. The wiring, engine management system, and avionics were repaired, replaced, and routed according to the best practices. Then we calibrated the instruments, sight gauges, checked for operational discrepancies, did a few engine runs, and performed a weight and balance check. After it was ready to go, a very grateful owner came to perform some return to service flights and then flew off into the clear blue sky. Thank you all for helping us get this Bearhawk and other planes like it back into service on the mission field. This would have been way too expensive for this missionary to get this plane fixed in a commercial shop, and it probably would have been junked. Instead, it has a new lease on life and will return to serve for many more years on the mission field with increased capacity. Thank you.